talking about owning narrative, a company that has had a mixed bag in terms of narratives, Flutterwave. Flutterwave is Africa's most valuable company, valued at $3 billion. It became a unicorn in March 2021. And we just heard that three finance executives have left the company amidst talk of an IPO and all of that. So, can you give us more details?
All right, yeah. So, like you said, three finance executives left the company after about 18 months of being at the company. One of them, which I think is the most highlighted person, was the CFO. Um, his name is a bit tricky to pronounce.
Bambani.
Bambani, yeah. So it came, like you said, it came amidst talks of an IPO. If you watch the podcast regularly, you know that we talked about, Flutterwave IPO, probably talked about it like twice or probably even three times. And then it was starting to look like, okay, are you guys doing this thing or not? What's the so? But I think the what stuck out to me was, okay, these guys came in, Bambani and the other two guys, right? They came in together. I think they came in with Bambani. So they came in at a time where the old David Undain stuff from last year, where Flutterwave was, they were battling allegations of, bullying staff and, other fraud related things like insider trading, stuff like that. They came in at that time and things the things were smoothing over. Was it Bambani that did it? Probably. And then the Kenya issues came, $45 million frozen, and then that died down as well. The Kenyan government withdrew their case against Flutterwave, and then we even saw that they gave them what's this thing called, first name.
First approval.
Yes, first name approval, and Flutterwave was like, oh, we're even going to invest $50 million in Kenya, and then, out of the blues, these guys are now going, right. So first thing that came to my mind was, okay, they brought them in to solve these problems, which is kind of like maybe they were even like contract staff or something. So solve these problems, and they were done and they were leaving.
Move on to new opportunities.
Yes. But then you opened my eyes to another possibility. I think that was yesterday, or was it the day before yesterday, about when David Undein posted an update on the issues he had with them last year, and then we saw in those, he shared some documents, some SEC documents that revealed that the Flutterwave founders were actually under investigation in 2017 by the US SEC in 2017. And then, interestingly, the SEC decided not to they did their investigations on them, but then they decided, okay, we're not taking any actions now, right? But don't think because we're not taking any actions now is because we didn't find anything or because they're exonerated. We are just deciding not to do anything now. In the future, we might decide to take actions against employees. That was basically what, the summary of what the documents were saying, right? And then this happened around David Udoyi shared this thing, which he said he was not going to share, but I guess Big Daddy, Big Daddy forced his hand. All right, so that's in by the way. I'm sure. Okay, for those that don't know, I think he had said something, and David Udoyi was like, "Oh, okay, this now I was keeping this before, but I'll bring it out now." And then that happened around towards the end of October, and then we are still in early November, and those guys are exiting, right? So it's those two things, right? Is it that they came to solve those problems for Flutterwave, and now that they are done,
they moved on.
They are moving on, or is it that there's something wrong, and they're like, okay, I think I don't do my best. Let me start going. Because one of those employees, was like, they were actually still looking for opportunities. So it was not as if there was something ready, like, okay, I'm leaving Flutterwave now, moving on to other things. One of those employees was like, okay, if you see opportunities that are aligned with my expertise and things like that, please reach out to me. So it's not as if they were leaving and the next
they had something else lined up.
for employees of that caliber, right?
Usually when they leave,
Yes,
there's always
yes, they are always moving on to some. It's not as if I want to, when young people or when just regular employees say they are leaving and they don't have anything else, maybe they want to change careers or they want to go off on their own. I mean, but for someone who has been in finance for 20 years, I can't just say I'm quitting and I start looking for a job after that. It's somehow. So um, basically, those are the issues, those are the theories,
Hmm.
and you can draw your own conclusions.
Okay, so guys, draw your own conclusions, eh? Yeah, but we've given you these two angles. Chingozim, do you have anything to add very quickly? Or we should move on? Okay, let's move on. Because we are thinking too much about
No,
this.
I'm not thinking too much. I'm just wondering. You're not. If you're hiring a CFO, it's an important position that you typically make at a certain level because you want to either structure your finances properly or you're preparing for something. In Flutterwave's case, preparing for an IPO. So that's a good reason to hire a CFO. But why is that CFO leaving 18 months after with two other members?
Mm.
In short, basically going with the same people he came with. Why is he leaving at the same time? So that's what I'll be thinking about. Why are they leaving so quickly without your IPO plans being actualized, right?
Mm.
Also, how much does that affect your IPO plans? Because you need to hire someone else, like they mentioned, and you've been saying when is this IPO going to happen? So how many months does it add to the waiting time? I don't think there's any link to the David Hundein article or review
Okay.
because I don't think someone with that much experience will make a hasty decision to leave. It's something that he has probably thought about
Yeah.
very well before deciding to move. So is it that your priorities are no longer aligned with the company, or you think there are some things that you're seeing that you can't fix, or that you should not even bother fixing because you may be able to fix it, but you in fixing it, you get into more problems. So maybe don't even bother trying at all. Or have you fallen out with the
With
CEO?
CEO and all.
Those are all possible
Possible
reasons for
reasons.
that. So
Okay, so we really don't have. Again, I think I agree with you guys, and I think there's a balance to take on both sides. But my concern is the bigger picture. Why does everyone think Flutterwave wants an IPO? As have they actually said it themselves that they want to IPO?
they've
Yes.
they've made a lot of
That you've said we
Yes.
want to IPO.
yeah.
Yes.
Are you
If-
sure?
Yes, I am. I'm
I think
positive
I think
about that.
GB
So,
spoke to Bloomberg either this year or last year,
Yeah.
saying
Okay.
that they want to.
He spoke to Bloomberg that they want to IPO, or
Yeah.
Bloomberg alluded that they were going to IPO.
So I saw it another article where they spoke to a certain journalist and they said like IPO plans are in the works. Like it's in our
It's in the works.
yes, it's
So-
something we are
Yeah, so IPO
looking to. Like it's
for
imminent.
any startup, right?
Mm.
IPO should be in the works. It's a major exit event, but we've been talking about IPO as if it's an immediate thing. So the reason why I'm asking this question right now is because I watched an interview that GB did with the banker. It's a Financial Times publication. It's a video, 4 minutes video. You can go and watch it. He says they're exploring options to invest in their business, whether it's an IPO or another fundraising. So that's what I got from there. Then it does trigger to me like, why do we think that an IPO is imminent for Flutterwave? It could be in the works. These things take years.
I mean, so typically, an IPO
What
could
if
be
it's a
something.
fundraising that is his target?
It could be, but don't also forget he was seen with the. He was on this, likely the media round. I think it's a
The NGX thing.
the NGX said. I don't think that one was a media round.
As
I think it was.
Has he even rang the bell at Nasdaq? Did he
I-
go and ring the bell
I
there?
don't know. I wasn't following that.
I mean, almost how many founders have gone there to ring bell? Doesn't
No,
mean
yeah, like
anything.
I think part of that trip was also to like drum up support for Flutterwave. Yes, it's possible. So here's the thing too. For Flutterwave, does it make sense to? We've been talking about this since last year. Does it even make sense to IPO just around the time when there's so many rumors around your name. It doesn't make sense for you. So typically IPOs will take around 18 months before it's completed. Like you could set up plans for like 18 months to 2 years.
We've been hinting at IPO since 2021. It's over 2 years.
No,
now.
okay, like that is for the media.
Yeah.
Like actual statements that came from
He
Flutterwave.
hinted
I think
at
that
it.
only started last year.
Before she hit somebody.
Okay, so guys, yeah, we've heard all the talks, the questions on both sides. The finance executives are done with what they are doing and they moved on to something else. Did they fall out? Did something else happen? Was it part of the whole issue with the second investigation? Which, of course, on Flutterwave's part, it seems they're saying is a non-issue. These are things that have been resolved.
All of us are being investigated.
So we've moved on, right? So those are the conversations that we need to be having. And please let us know what you think in the comment section.